Okay. So for everybody who is currently on the meeting, just to let you know that this meeting is being recorded and will be available at the end of the day on Friday for viewing.
Yes, this is a meeting of the Amherst Public Shade Tree Committee, and it is Tuesday, July 8th, 2025. And we're just waiting for some more members to show up, so we have a quorum.
Julian is raising his hand.
Hi, everybody. How are you?
Hi, Julian.
Hi, Julian. It's like you got a quorum.
We're almost there. One more.
Oh, that's right. Brooks is not.
I'm not official.
Not official.
But we like you joining us anyway.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. We were just saying that Sarah and Britt will not be joining us today,
Oh.
so we're waiting for. Hi. So we're just waiting for. Sorry, distractions. For Henry or Bennett to come on so that we have a quorum.
Okay.
Is a quorum 4 or 5? For us?
4, I believe.
So we can't talk about anything substantive, right?
Not yet, because I would
Okay.
like this to be an official meeting.
Okay, so everything has to be trivial.
And I'm hoping that Bennett can take some minutes for us. Britt volunteered at our last meeting to be our official secretary, which is great. But I believe she's in Alaska, at least according to her social media posts. that I've
Oh,
seen.
wow.
Hi, Bennett.
Hello, hello.
You have made us a quorum, so thank you.
Great.
Bennett, I know Britt offered to be our official secretary, but I believe she's away. Is there any chance you could just take some minutes for us?
Yeah, I already have it ready to go. I did text Britt and ask if she would be willing to take it over from Homer, Alaska, and she said no.
Okay.
What the heck? What kind of commitment is
I
that?
don't know. She's it's like, what? So what I will do is when I have to, if I have to leave early, I'll just send it. Who should I send it to? Julian, Shoshana?
You can send it to me.
Okay. Great.
Well, thank you. And here comes Henry. Great. So, yay. Hello, Henry.
Oh, sorry, I'm late.
No worries. And we have more than a quorum, so we're good. And Bennett's going to take the minutes. Alan already made an announcement that this meeting of the Amherst Public Shade Tree Committee is being recorded and will be made available for public viewing by the end of the day on Friday. And this is my first official meeting as the new chair. I'm excited for the future and everything that we're going to do together. I did just want to acknowledge you, Henry. You've chaired the committee for as long as I've been on, 5 years, and I think it's much longer than that. So I just really want to acknowledge you for all of the work that you've done. You've been such a dedicated committee member, and I personally have learned so much from you. And so thank you for all your hard work. And we're very happy that you are remaining on the committee too.
You're welcome.
Here, here.
I'm very happy that Ellen is now the chair. So.
Okay. Well, thank you. I'm looking at the agenda, so we will call this meeting to order. Are there any announcements or public comments? Do we have anybody in the waiting room, Alan?
We don't.
See
Okay.
anybody.
Okay. We cannot do approval of the June minutes, because we don't have those as of yet. But we will do that at our meeting in August. And we need to collect, volunteer hours. Shoshana, go ahead. 5,
Okay, 6 hours.
6. I thought you were giving me the sign for 5 hours. 6 is
fine.
better. Good.
Well, I was also gonna say, I don't think we normally have a meeting in August. We usually have like the picnic thing.
Okay. It is on the agenda to talk about August and second Saturday and our picnic. So thank you for that reminder, and we will discuss that for sure. Julian, how about you?
Probably about 12, 13 hours, 13 hours.
Okay. And Bennett?
6.
Okay. Henry?
5.
Okay. And Brooks?
Let's see, what have I done? I went to the the shoveling party. Does that count?
The what party?
Tree planting.
Oh, yeah, that
Yeah.
counts.
Okay. So I think I put in a couple hours there.
Okay.
In this meeting.
In this meeting, yeah.
Great. And yeah, I think I have about 6 as well. So we'll start with the chair report. I wanted to mention that we received a generous private donation of $500 from a couple who live on Autumn Lane, where we did the second Saturday planting in June. I spoke to, they accidentally made the check out to the Public Shade Tree Committee. So I spoke to the gentleman this morning, and he will rewrite a check to the town of Amherst, and then we can deposit that. But he said just how great it has been that we've paid attention to their community, and that they just really appreciate everything, and they're big fans of yours, Alan. So I just thought it was really nice to receive an unsolicited donation. And they did mention that one of the trees we planted in June, they think is already dead. So
Here.
I said we would look into that.
Oh, just for the notes, did you say how much the donation was for? I missed it.
$500.
Oh, okay.
And I will let Sarah know about that as well. Nancy Haver, when I was meeting with Henry and Julian, we realized we didn't have any more note cards. So I reached out to the artist Nancy Haver, and she sent me high-res files so we can get new note cards printed. I had never seen them before, and they were just lovely. They're woodcuts. She sent Emily's oak and another image of the Grayson elm and the sugar maple on Mount Pollock. So they're really perfect for us. And she was very grateful that, and of course, I'll put her website and credit her on the note cards, but I will get those printed when I get back into town. Julian reprinted the tree tags, I think. I haven't seen them, but I think, made the font a little bigger.
They should
for
be
us old
better.
people.
Henry, have you seen them? They were better to my eyes, but I want to make sure they're better to yours.
The second ones were better, yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you for taking the lead on that, Julian.
No problem. Sorry
I'm
they came
excited.
out weird the first time.
That's okay. It'll be good to get those on the trees. I think I'm hoping that I was at the Munson Library the other day, and I saw there was a tag on a tree that was planted there in 2000, the Thursday meeting group or something. And I just love the information that, you know, you can see on a tree when it was planted and the species and all that. So, and it will help get our name out there. So I'd like to really tag all our trees that we plant. Another thing that came up when I met with Henry and Julian was that we only have 3 t-shirts left, 2 large and 1 small. Does anybody need a t-shirt who doesn't have one or need a new one?
I did overhear Britt complaining last time that she never received one.
Okay. I will make sure she gets one. Henry, do you recall where did we just order those online?
I think Shoshana had ordered them.
Yeah, I ordered them through, I think it's called Sunrays.
Oh, in Hadley.
No, they're actually in Belchertown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're this little shop in Belchertown. They used to be in Amherst, but then they moved. And it worked out good because they actually have like they already have a relationship with the town. So it was easy to get the funds to them.
Okay. Oh, good. Okay. I think I have a high res image of our logo. So
Not to complicate things, but I'm going to complicate them. It could be, you know, we could maybe let's consider choosing one of the snappy sign taglines that we use for our things to like the current design is fun. I'm happy to wear it. But maybe one of I haven't even looked at what those are in a while, but maybe one of those, I could imagine that being more of a central message with a smaller logo. So we actually convey a message out there. So just a thought.
Yeah,
It
that's
might be fun to have it on the back, the
Yeah.
slogan, like
Yep.
check back in 20 years for shade
Yeah.
or whatever.
One of them has to be I'm guessing one of them is maybe more appropriate for a shirt. I think I have that file somewhere, so I'll take a look at it.
Okay.
making them Amherst shadier, one tree at a time. That one.
Yeah.
Something like that. Or that's cute. I like that idea. Well, we can, if we have to get new ones printed, we can definitely
Yeah.
rethink the design. So that's a great idea. Brooks, did you ever get a shirt?
I did. Yes, I wear it.
Good. I think I have been guilty of not wearing mine as often as I should. So when we do our plantings, I do think we should all make an effort to do that just so we're visible and more of a cohesive group. So, okay. Well, I'll
Saturday,
talk to
we'll all
Britt
be-
when she gets back if she wants a large or small, and then we can go from there. But I don't know. I don't see an immediate need to print any at the moment, but might be good.
This Saturday, we can all wear them.
Okay. Perfect. And then the last thing on my agenda, just wanted to mention is publicity is something that I've been thinking a lot about and really want to make a much more concerted effort. Henry gave me a quick tutorial on the website and making edits, and I'll meet with you too, Bennett, hopefully. I would like to move some things around in there and add a lot more photos. I want to create some of, I think I've mentioned in the past, smaller page or individual pages for the featured tree of the month so that we can provide links when we go push that initiative out. And social media, of course. We don't have too many followers, but I'd love to brainstorm ideas how we can get a lot more people, fellow Amherst residents to follow us. I was thinking, I don't know that we need to form an ad hoc like publicity committee. I think we're a small enough group, we could talk about it, but I'd love everybody to really give it some thought of, how we can get the word out more. I don't know if it's more of, maybe planning some events or, more presence like we do at the sustainability fair every year. But I think we just have, a couple hundred people following us
Mm.
between Facebook and Instagram. Bennett, I wasn't sure how many people the newsletter,
Oh,
do
I'm
you know?
very aware because we just broke we
Okay.
just broke 200, so we're at 206.
Okay.
That was my main
Woo!
goal when we gave
Yeah.
those saplings away. I was like, I am going to get us over 200.
Thank you. Thank you
So-
for your efforts. Yes, I think we need to collect emails all the time.
Yeah.
I think linking to some other sites. I'm gonna again come up with some more concrete ideas. But it
Should
just
we
something
have,
that
should we have like a monthly op-ed or column or something in like the Amherst Indy, the Amherst Bulletin, stuff like that?
I think we can do that. And we can certainly when sorry, when the featured tree of the month, when I can push all those out, I think I can go to the Indy or the Current
Yeah.
or Gazette. But yeah, I think just more regular presence. Bennett, I think the newsletter is, it's great. You write very engaging and lively copy. So, keeping that up is really important too. But let's get it. We'll make some goals to get even
Yep.
more than double our 200 people. So.
I have one quick, if this is not the time to discuss this, it's fine. I actually have had something on my mind that's related to this. So
Mhm.
thumbs up or thumbs down on whether we should talk about it real quick.
Thumbs up.
Not a big proposal, but this was hatched out of a poolside hang on a Sunday. Beer may have been involved. And I realized that I was there with a book designer and an ecologist, both of whom live downtown. And we were all 2 out of 3 of us were proud of the fact that we scored this book, which is ancient. It's from 1968 from the Garden Club of Amherst. And I think most of you have seen it, but it's just it's got all these, local trees, and just a description of, it's a big, big undertaking, but this is a half-baked idea. But as we were talking, everybody's excited about it. Like, what if we had some version of a revamp of that book, or took things from this book, which has got a lot of kitsch value at this point. Like, I think it's super cool, but like, we could do something with this, and maybe it's not even something we ever printed up. Maybe it's purely social media, but does have a design element. I was excited about it mainly because the designer was excited about it without any convincing. She was like, "Remember, I do books, and this is right up my alley." So anyway, there's something there. It could be as big as we want it to be. Like, by which I mean, we could say, let's redo that book, and have I guess, is there a Garden Club of Amherst? I don't even know. I should know. But anyway, have somebody sponsor it or do something much, that seems like a really big undertaking that I'm not sure I'm ready for, but some modified version of that could be cool. So, it's percolating. I'm not sure what the idea is yet, but this is the time to enter those thoughts into the conversation.
Mm.
Henry?
Yeah, Bennett, why don't you invite her to the picnic and we can just chat about it informally at the picnic and
Yeah.
see what comes up.
Yeah.
I do have to say, I've referenced that book hundreds of times
Yeah.
in doing my research, and some of it has been invaluable and other parts of it have been frustrating because, I've been driving or biking around looking for the trees and they're gone. So I do agree that an update is woefully overdue. I'd love to have color images.
Sure.
And actual image. There's very few images that I can tell are like in Amherst.
Yeah, no, I'm not, as I'm saying that, I'm not sure
Yeah.
these are actually Amherst.
Right. They might be more like stock photos or something, but
They are in Amherst. It's,
Oh, they
are.
all are? Okay. So regardless, yeah, that idea has come across my mind a few
Sure.
times. I'm glad you've talked about it. It is very large project, and would take much research and many hands. It might be something, yeah, that we could get funding for, or,
Or you do it in installments on social media. So it's
Mhm.
just, it's not, it never ends up, maybe it does end up being, but maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's just,
Mhm.
every, as frequently as we can get them out, we have some, swipe to see before and swipe to see after. And before is black and white in 1968 and after is color and designed and whatever. That one of my favorite follows on Instagram is a friend of mine who has basically turned his account into a Trees of Massachusetts account,
Mm.
and it's like, it's not purely educational, but I always learn something and it's beautiful trees and whatever. So anyway, more to discuss there, but um, yeah, so glad we're all kind of, maybe there's something there.
Yeah, I know. I think there is. I mean, I would love to get, that's the type of project that could get us more notice.
Yeah.
And yeah, and there's podcasts people could go talk on, or,
Yep.
there's lots of ways that we can, infiltrate,
Yeah.
especially in Massachusetts. But it's just, but yeah, let's give that more thought. I Henry, did you say the garden club no longer exists in Amherst?
Right. Yeah.
no, it's still together. It's still very active.
Oh, it is?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It had stopped for a while at least. Maybe I thought it was dead.
No, they're going strong.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm wrong.
Well, I'll
We
reach
can-
out.
yeah.
I'll reach out to the president and just see what their thoughts are on that. I don't know if it's ever occurred to them to redo it, but it's certainly a document we use a lot. So,
They did, well, probably more than 10 years ago, they did attempt to do an update of it.
okay.
I don't think that ever published. I'm not sure the update, but they did try to find, all the trees in the book and update it. I'm not sure what happened with that, if there was an insert to the book or something.
Oh, all right. I'll look, I'll see what I can find out about the history. But that'd be a great partnership too
Mhm.
for us. I mean, we could hook up with some of the arborists, I mean, our town arborists, of course, but at the colleges as well. And
The garden club did make a big donation to the town for the North Common project. I think we also use some of those funds for the pollinator garden in front of
okay.
town. They're definitely active.
Okay. Excellent. Well, thank you. And yeah, Bennett, you had mentioned before and after photos, or the black and white to the color. And that's something that I love that idea. I want to, and Alan, this will take some working with you, but finding all the places where we have planted that we have photos
Mhm.
taken of the planting and then showing the tree today. I'd love to do that and showing the growth.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Great
I'd
idea.
like to take like a map of everywhere the committee has planted, like in our existence, maybe since 2016 or whatever, and go around, inventory all those trees, and maybe while that's being done, take pictures of them.
Mhm.
What's sad is that the time that I will have free to participate in a project like that is winter break when all the trees are defoliated. So I'm trying to think maybe it's something I would look to do on spring break or next summer. But if folks wanted to get started on it sooner,
Mhm.
all power to you.
Yeah, no, I would love to do that. And I think we could just do the last 10 years or something. We don't have to go back to the 70s, and that would
Yeah.
take forever.
Yeah,
But Alan, do you have a master spreadsheet of where we've done all the plantings in the last decade or so?
Yeah, the tree inventory doesn't necessarily break out
Mhm.
committee planted trees and town planted trees.
Okay.
So I just have a an inventory of where all the trees have been planted. I mean, I do have a pretty good memory of where the trees
Yes.
planted and whatnot. And there's a photo in that box of papers I gave you of
Mhm.
much younger self and a young individual planting a river birch tree seedling in front of town hall. And that is the river birch that's in front of town hall now. That is quite large.
Oh, okay.
Um,
That'd be
So that's
featuring
like,
you and the river birch would be perfect.
I think that was before I was, that was well before I was working for the town. I was still a volunteer tree warden at that point in time.
Okay.
Yeah, if you can date that photo and then we'll set you up in front of the same tree in the same pose and yeah.
I'll look for the photo when I get home. See if I can find it. That's great. Okay, so that's it for me. Julian, do you have anything to report?
One of my reports was sort of covered, which was the new pamphlets we have. They're out and working. I'm hoping maybe we could try to put them up on some of the new trees we planted on the town common, somewhere nice and visible.
Mhm.
And then my other report was that I mowed the nursery a few days ago. It looks pretty good. A few of the trees had tipped over. It looked like one of the red maples either was underwatered or got a disease or something.
I saw that.
And then obviously the oaks, they're still in their bad condition. And some of the cherries are like defoliating, I think, or maybe they're not cherries, but they're two large trees
Mhm.
towards the end, all covered in mulch, are sort of defoliating. I think those are cherries.
Yeah, those are some of the trees that were donated over a year. Well, they've been there for over a year.
Okay.
And they weren't doing well, which is why we didn't plant them. I was hoping they might recover. So one of those cherries, I think, has finally died. I was there today and watered everything. But one of the tulip poplars looks like it didn't make it. It's trying to bud out again. I was trying to put on new leaves. But we should probably start thinking of planting the red maple trees, which we'll probably plant this Saturday. And then those Don Redwoods are doing great. They look like they really like it. So
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
something I thought of, yeah, when we get the nursery looking really nice, we could do like an open house or something, or I don't know, some event there, because people don't know about the nursery. And I think it's a really great resource that we created and we should be
Yeah.
proud of it. So,
Yeah.
I was sort of thinking like I've done some weeding there. I know, Ellen, you've done some weeding there, but it might be worth it for us as a committee to make one of our fall work days a day to like replant and um, remulch the nursery and make it look nice. And if I mowed a few days before and did some weeding a few days before, we could have it really looking nice in the fall time.
yeah, I agree.
And then my only other update was about the social media that we talked about. I'm hoping to, once the guy from Amherst Media puts out that video, to take a bunch of clips from it and sort of like post a photo log of what we were doing and how we're doing our work, as well as post the video itself, maybe in like 2 parts on Instagram and have it be, nice and public. We could even break it up into like the volunteers working, the committee working, Alan Snow, etc. Like we could break it up, sort of cool. So that was my thought, and I think that's about it for my update. The only other thing that I was thinking of is we could do like a more public planting in the fall in the downtown area, with some of those empty tree pits and stuff. Because the cherries are coming out. There's one empty tree pit. I took a walk around downtown with Alan pretty recently, so I'm just noticing in my mind things that we could be helpful
Okay.
with as much as possible.
I agree.
And that's really all my update.
Okay. Thank you. Tree warden, Alan, what
I
do
don't
you?
have much to report on. I did meet with the construction company that's in charge of Jones Library project, and we did a walkthrough. And he pointed out trees on Amity Street in the grass tree belt between the sidewalk and the road that would need pruning before they can bring their construction trailer in. So that's the construction trailer is going to be placed on Amity Street in front of the Jones. And so we were there today pruning the trees. We cut one of the maples we cut down that we planted a number of years ago. It had the whole side, the bark on the whole side had just died, and there's a lot of decay in the stem. The tree still had a nice healthy leaf, but it was not going to go anywhere good. So it was just, we just cut it down. When the project's all over with, we can replant something there. But we did prune the other two trees, the three trees, London plane tree, Nori maple. And I can't remember what the third tree is, but then they're going to start, the contractor's coming in either the end of this week or next week to take down the trees around for the project that's on the library property. So they're not town trees, not public shade trees, they're Jones Library trees. So those will begin very soon. Town is going to be replacing culverts on Potwine and Middle Street. So there's two culverts that the town has received funds to replace where the river streams go underneath the road. And those both require some pretty hard pruning and a couple removal of trees, which I've been wanting to take down for quite a while. So they're full of decay. But those projects have to be done before August for that project to begin. So that's my priority. I think, I can't remember if I said this at the last meeting or not, but my equipment operator on my tree crew was promoted to foreman on my parks side. So he's now the foreman for my parks crew. So my tree crew consists of just my tree maintenance worker. So our tree work is slowed down quite a bit, which it usually does this time of year, but it's even a little worse because I only have one person. But normally, we're, cemeteries, mowing and trimming takes 3 or 4 days a week with the tree crew. So we're in that time of year where the grass grows like crazy. So we've been moving some of the trees that were in those concrete planters downtown. Moved 2 of those over to Antonio's Pizza, where their outdoor dining area. Those trees were planted. The bid purchased the concrete planters for those and the trees, and we planted them. And they're, I think they're a variety of, I think they're a variety of a river birch. I can't remember. That's supposed to be drought resistant. But they've already started to outgrow their root mass, the soil volume in those tree planters. So they're very drought prone. If we don't water them regularly, they start to get pretty stressed out. So they've suffered from some leaf drop from drought. We'll keep them watered. We may want to, maybe that's something we could do this fall, is plant some new trees in those planters.
We should do some, yeah, size appropriate.
And I don't have any other tree hearings. I still need to work on the tree hearing for the honey locust tree with the root issue, and then talk to the property owners again on Southeast Street across from Andrew's greenhouse about their trees. No big project other than those, and we're just right now I just spend most of my at least 4 hours a day watering at this point in time, trying to keep trees alive. So.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry you're down a person. That's stressful. Okay, Sarah, could not join us today, but she did send her treasurer's report. The current balance is $10,693.35. Which reflects two changes to the account since March. So $704 was paid to Sugarloaf Gardens for trees. And then 490 we paid in April for the Arbor Day seedlings.
The trees were actually, was that? I'm trying to remember what those were. Were those the plants for, the plants for the pollinator garden? I'm trying to remember.
Oh, to Sugarloaf?
Yeah.
That might
No, we
make
got those from Wansnick Nurseries, I think.
Oh,
Got the bid on that. I'm trying to remember which trees we purchased in March. Was it March?
yep.
Yeah, it was March.
At the end of March, she said $704. Oh, are those the ones we planted on 116, like by the horse farm? Were they from Sugarloaf?
Don't remember.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I gotta look into that. I gotta see
Okay.
what that was.
All right.
Really, March? Huh.
I can ask
Right.
Sarah for just a snapshot of the check and maybe there's some.
Yeah, I don't know if they give it. That's the only thing. They don't, there's not
Oh.
much detail in that report.
Oh, okay.
We can find out.
Okay. Mystery to be
I'll look,
solved.
I'll look through my invoices.
Okay. And social media and website, I mentioned I'm gonna tackle the website soon. Is there anything with social media that is of importance to mention?
No, I just wanted to say that I agree that it'd be great to find some way to increase our following. I know I've been working on getting everything we post to be reiterated by the town website, Instagram that we talked about, but I think that there might be some sort of promotional service we could take advantage of. There might be also like getting going around and following lots of different like town organizations and also like young people organizations, because younger folks are on Instagram.
Mhm.
Might get us more followers. I was how pity our followers is. I was joking with Ellen and Henry that I personally have more followers on Instagram than our Shade Tree Instagram. So we have work to do.
We definitely do. Okay, well, good. I'm glad everybody's behind this effort that we're gonna make. I think we'll definitely, I was just thinking maybe we should have a record of what we are at this point, how many followers, so that we can actually.
It's around like 160, 170, somewhere in there.
Okay.
Yep.
So we can follow.
It's kind of similar. I think I saw that we had 180 maybe.
Okay. Okay, presentations and discussion. So we have a second Saturday plan for July 12th. Alan, we're going to remind me again. Oh, we're going to mulch and take care of. I'm blanking.
They're going to mulch and plant a few new trees on West Street at the intersection of West Street and Long Meadow Drive.
Right, okay. That's great. And thank you, Bennett, for putting that out to our 200 people on our newsletter.
206. 206.
In just this last 45 minutes. Okay, and Shoshana and Julian, you'll post. That would be great about that. I'm currently on the Cape and I'm coming home Saturday, so I'm sorry that I will miss it. It's been a busy summer, so. And then what do we want to do for August 9th? I know we typically don't plant in August. Do we want a work day? Do we want a month off? You know, what works for everybody?
I think we usually take the month off.
Okay,
It's a pretty busy time for me still, so I
yeah,
wouldn't mind that, but
okay. And what is the date we have for the picnic gathering? Is that usually our Tuesday night
yeah,
meeting?
it's the second Tuesday in August.
Okay. So that'll be the 12th. And do we need to find a location for that? We did it in Kendrick Park, I believe, the last 2 years.
Yeah.
We did it once at Groff. Do we want to go to Mill River or? I think the new North Commons might be really nice place.
Yeah, should we do it on the North Common?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm getting a lot of feedback from somebody here,
Yeah.
but. Yeah, and I will be away on that day too. It's just like, oh, I'm so sorry. But yes, and we don't need to reserve anything for the North Common, right? I
I
don't-
think it might be Brooke. Can you mute yourself? Or Alan, do you have capability to mute Brooke? Oh,
Sounds better now.
Okay,
I have a friend on the Northampton Shade Tree Committee that I usually invite, and they usually come, so I'll continue to do that for the party on what was it, the 12th?
Tuesday, the 12th, we'll do it on the North Common. And then Henry, do you usually reach out to other area?
yeah,
Committee.
Stowe Hadley had reached out to us. I'll invite them again, and
Okay.
Greenfield, and I'll try to, I don't know if the Montague Tree Committee is still in business, but I'll try to get a contact for them.
And Northampton?
Well, Shoshana just said she would do
Is
Northampton.
this the
Yeah.
Greenfield Tree Committee?
It is an active, very active Greenfield Tree Committee.
Yeah. Were you talking about Greenfield or were you talking about a different committee?
Montague, he said. I think.
Montague. Oh, sorry. I thought you said Greenfield for some reason.
I said Greenfield
Okay, I
earlier,
have
but
the
Montague is
contact.
the one that sort of, they were doing some good stuff and kind of disappeared, so.
What about
Also-
Hadley? Is Hadley still intact? I know that they like got together, but it seemed like they fizzled out almost right away.
Yeah, as far as I know, they completely fizzled out.
They desperately need one.
Yeah,
No kidding.
Ellen, and you're going to be gone for that day. I'm going to be gone that week as well. So just, I'm sure it won't disappoint anybody, but I do want to make sure we have enough people on the ground there.
well, I'll definitely be at the picnic. 'cause I've
Okay.
been-
Oh, Bennett, does that mean we're not getting your barbecue that you brought
It
last?
does.
Aw. And hopefully Britt and or Sarah will be able to be there too. Okay,
We don't need a quorum, but it's nice to have.
yes, I know, I'm sorry, I'm missing that. So old items, we talked a little bit about the nursery. We don't need to bring up anything else that is on this list. Oh, I'm sorry, I hope that's not me making all my computer doing this, but
Every time it happens, I see a little light on Brooks's thing go on. It does seem like it might be Brooks's computer.
okay,
And it also looks like he's frozen, so.
okay.
Ellen, do you have the ability to mute Brooke?
Alan, you're on mute too.
Are muted.
Yeah, I just tried muting Brooks, but it didn't work. That's weird.
Okay.
Mute.
But I also
Oh.
wanted to give a heads up to the gang about that they're gonna be chopping down the trees behind the library either later this week or next week. That's happening soon.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's never fun to see that happen.
And
I
those
think-
aren't public trees because they're owned
No.
by the Friends of the Library or whatever, right?
Right.
Okay.
Okay, are there any other committee comments or topics not reasonably anticipated that anyone wants to bring up?
Well, the downtown design standards are on the agenda. Alan, did you get the soil volume thing sent to Nate?
I did not.
But he will now.
Just want to put a nudge in there.
Thank you, Henry.
Yeah. And I guess that's about all. So yeah. I'll invite Mindy Dom to I have to give her a call about something else. I'll invite her to the picnic also.
Yeah, I think
Someone has a connection with Joe Comerford, we could invite her too.
Yeah, and should we invite our town councilors?
Yes,
Okay, I can do that.
great.
And yeah, Julian said that Paul Bockelman said we're one of the most active committees, I think.
Yes.
What context was that? Was that in a
But
meeting?
I was watching one of the town council meetings reruns, and he said at the end they were like gave an update on all the town committees, and he said, well, the Shade Tree Committee is just one of our most active committees, or something along those lines, and I was like, yes.
That's great. That's great to hear.
Um,
that would be great to get as a quote if you knew like which meeting that was. And we
Yeah,
could get an exact-
definitely. I think it was like
That would be good for social media.
April. It would be a great quote.
You
If
can
not,
look at, it was the town council meeting?
we could email him. Yeah.
Okay.
We could also email him. What did you just send me, Alan? Take
Mhm.
oh, nice. Yes. No shit.
Watch your language now. Public meeting.
Thank you.
so
No, I just sent Julian an article someone gave me today from the Amherst Indy. So if you want to talk about, if the committee wants to promote better funding of trees and tree maintenance, I suggest you look at the Indy article that came out recently on Amherst rankings in the state for funding.
Yeah, Tree and Grounds is funded out of the same like DPW budget that highway and the other town departments are funded. So the lower they're funded, the lower we're funded too.
Our budget has gone backwards for the past 2 years.
Alan, could you either put a link in the chat or send that via email? Guess we don't have a chat here. but-
Yeah, I don't think that would be appropriate.
I can
Okay.
send it. I'll send it.
Okay, thank you,
I'll
Julian.
send it. Yeah.
I just,
Thank you, Alan. Yep.
okay.
Good to bring that up though.
Okay,
one last thing is I'd like to acknowledge that the new chair has done a bang up job of running the meeting. And,
thank you.
I agree.
I have a whole house of people upstairs. I can hear them. It's been a little distracting, but I was glad I could focus.
And you did it on vacation.
Yes, well, I feel so bad about missing the second Saturday, so, but I'll be
and-
ready to go in September, so.
great.
Well,
And,
enjoy
Yeah,
this.
I'm super excited. Thank you, Henry. I'm
Yes.
super excited for
Cool.
what we're gonna do.
So how many people will be coming, do you think, on Saturday? Do we have a number? How many committee members will be?
I'm
there?
out on Saturday as well.
So 3,
I'll be there.
okay. Invite friends, maybe. Julian, you brought some friends before.
Yes, I had 2 things of friends. Will not be bringing friends this time because I had to bribe them with lunch both times.
Oh.
Shoshana usually brings a friend.
Yeah,
I'll bring a friend. I'll drag a friend along.
okay. That would be great. And if Shoshana or whoever's there, can you please take photos, especially if you plant a tree? Make
Yes.
sure we get a photo of the planting, and you'll bring the tree tags, Julian, and you can
I
put
have
that up.
them with Henry. Are you going, Henry?
I have, yeah, I'll bring the tree tags I have.
Okay,
Thank you.
take a picture.
Someone should reach out to Phyllis Lara and Scott Mearsbach about the picnic, and maybe it's probably too late for the planting, but maybe actually you can get the planting in there too.
Okay.
So can you, who can do that? Shoshana, you can do it?
Yeah, I can do that. I have a little bit of a rapport with Phyllis.
Great. Well, thank you, everybody.
All right.
I
You.
really
you.
appreciate
Thanks,
your
everybody.
time.
Good
And
to Kate.
and Bennett, you made it through the whole
Did.
meeting. Thank you.
Let's see
Well,
if we get those minutes before the May minutes. Or before
the June minutes, right? Yeah, send those to me when you're ready. I'll take a look at them.
They'll be in your inbox in 3 minutes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's efficient. Love it.
Perfect.
And I'll be back in town on Saturday and hope to see everybody
Okay.
in the shade.
All right, thanks.
everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye.